Okay, hello. We are from Group 1. Today we are going to be presenting about our project Cocowa Cochi. Our group is a big fan of the Squid Game Netflix series, and the most memorable game in the series is called Red Light, Green Light, which involves player trying to move across a large playground without being detected by a giant doll that will shoot and kill them if they move. So we apply the knowledge of computer vision to integrate with our idea to create a mini game that can be played using a real-time camera. Okay, let's get into our techniques. Firstly, the motion detection. Motion detection algorithm can be used to detect any sudden changes in the video frame, indicating that a player has moved or is moving. Next, computer vision techniques. The code uses various computer vision techniques like Gaussian blur, uplift, threshold, dilate, and fine control from the OpenCV library to detect motion in the video frame captured by the webcam. Next, image processing. The frames captured by the webcam are resized using the resize function of OpenCV to reduce the processing time. Additionally, frames are converted to grayscale using CVT color. Next, time functions. The code uses time function to track the elapsed time and update game timer and also to control the timing of color change of the circle. Lastly, the user's input. The code uses the wait key function to detect user input and exit the program when Q key is pressed, and also to detect when the player presses K key to indicate winning the game. So essentially, our goal is to detect player to eliminate. Next is our brief concept. When the light is green and the motion is detected, you will still be alive. Next, when the light goes red and you are not being detected, you are still alive. And you will be dead when the light is red and the motion is detected.
Okay, for the code part. So in this project we use two libraries, which are the OpenCV for motion detection, convert color, and many more. Another one is the time for calculating the time and countdown. For the first part of the code, the class motion detector contains two methods, which are init for being an attribute of the object threshold, previous frame, and start time. Another method are detect motion, which is the method that converts frame to grayscale, blurs it, and applies a threshold to compare the current frame with the previous frame to see if there is any major change. If the motion is detected, the previous frame will return true. The sensitivity of the detection is set by the threshold, which is now set at 50 for my experiment test. For the second part, the variable MD is using the class motion detector and open the webcam by set it to 0. The CV2 get tick count is used to get the time since the program is started running. The countdown time is set to 15 seconds, so the game must finish within that time. The elapsed time is initially set to 0 and will change in the next section of the code. Game over, motion, and end are set to 0 or false. First, to show that no motion is detected and the game is not end or over yet. We set the circle properties, for instance, the color, the radius, the thickness, position, and period time. For the third part of the code is now in the forever loop until the game is over, which is the one in the 63rd line with while true. The frame from the webcam is captured and the window will close when the webcam is not open. The frame size is set to be 1280 x 720 to put every graphic and countdown time in the frame. The motion detected is set to read the value returned from the method detect motion. The time is checked to compare the time the color is changed with the current time, so that the difference between these two times is 3 seconds. The color going to change. The color is start with green. Okay, for this part of the code, this part will run when the game is not over yet. It checks the elapsed time, which is the time since the game is started running. The remaining time is then subtract the countdown time with the elapsed time. There are two conditions for the game over, which are the countdown time is ended or the motion is detected. The condition to win the game is to not let the motion detected, and the key K must be pressed before the time is up. If the game over condition is true, it will display game over. But if the win condition is true, it will display you win. Each display text will be shown for 2 seconds before exiting the loop, which is closing the game. For the last part of the code, after the motion detected variable reads the value from the method in the class, it is checked in this condition. If the motion is detected when the circle is red, the game is over. But if the motion is detected when the circle is green, the timer is continue running until the time is up. The key Q is used to exit the loop, which is close the program, where the cap, release, and CV2 destroy all windows are the code that located outside the while true loop, which command the window to close.
So now I'm going to talk about flowchart. So I'm going to separate the flowchart into two parts, and this picture is the picture of the all flowchart that I created. So for the first part is the function detect motion in the class of motion detector. As my friend already said that this is we find the app dips between the previous frame and the current frame and check that there be the different or not. If it's have the different, it's gonna be motion detected as in the code in the previous slide. For the main loop, so we're gonna use the predefined process that we have already created the flowchart in the first one. As you can see in the yellow rectangle box in the left picture, the detect motion in frame, that one. And we're gonna do the process in this loop until we uh, get the break process, or we press the Q key. This is a forever while true loop, so it's gonna be that condition to break the loop. And this is the part where in the process of checking that if the motion is detected or not, or the game is over or not over yet. Yeah. And this is the video of our game. As you can see in the top right, they're gonna be motion detected or not. If motion is detected, it's gonna be in red. And if it's not detected, it's gonna be green color. And in the left of the frame, they're gonna be countdown time and the circle. The circle will change the color from red between red and green. And if the countdown time is up, the game is over. But if the countdown time is not up and you can press the K key, you're gonna see the you win in the middle of the screen. But also if the motion is detected during the red color, you're gonna game over too. Yes. And this is our member of our group. Thank you.
Thank you.